Yo, what's going on, y'all? My name's SoFarSoRay. Welcome to the channel. I got a new guest in the building, you feel me? It's the big dog. He got the gloves on, you never know what time it is. You know, it look like he a hitman, for real. Them right there is them gloves that he used for them polishing, edging, smoothing, cleaning, being real cool with it. It's the jeweler man right here, you feel me? Mr. Gemstones himself. Tell me a little bit about you, dog. What's your name, Mr. King of Stones?
Understand me. That's pretty much it right there. My name is StefanXIX, the jeweler, aka the King of Stones. Ain't nobody cooler. Long story short, that I'm a jeweler, man. I'm pretty much in this whole entire thing to kind of change the game. I got into the jewelry industry. We've really been interested in the jewelry industry for a couple of years. Finally found my way in through Zales. I have studied and got some courses of study done, and that led me to being a diamondologist and a gilt gemologist. So what I plan on doing thus far is getting into more of the bench jewelry, which won't take too much time. It is a craft. It's a lifelong thing if I want it to be, and it will be. And I'm about to make jewelry even more affordable. Lastly, I feel like if anybody know who Mansa Musa is, I feel like I am a spiritual kin to, and I'm definitely want to ice the whole entire city out. And you know what I'm saying?
For Hush 2.0, huh?
You know what I'm saying? Oh, not 2.0. Well,
long live Hush, you feel me?
Yeah,
good work in the city, man. That's that Detroit stuff right there.
Understand me? I like to stick to the Mansa Musa part because I feel like what I'm doing that really hasn't really been done, and it's just so easy. Other than just putting diamonds on everything, it should be diamonds with everything. You understand me? That and gemstones, birthstones. So for all the spiritual people who mess with zodiacs, there's a flower, there is a stone, there is a song for every single month of the year, and it gets in depth. There's a fruit, there's a vegetable, that represents you. Yeah.
So you believe stones should be used for a spiritual sense rather than a physical sense? Because I know stones are minerals and stuff. It's nutritious. They are inside your body and everything. Do you believe that people should utilize them far as spiritual means to get, results in the spirit realm overall? Because it's part of a curriculum.
100%. Element. Yes. Right. Yeah, it is an element, and everything that matter. Everything has some form of power to it. But for some of our viewers that may not feel the exact same with that,
the new age,
what you put into something or what is a lot of things with jewelry is a personality thing, and it is something that resonates with you, thus you give it power.
Okay.
You know what
intentionality.
I'm saying? Yes, that goes into it. Like for instance, if God forbid, if your grandmother or a loved one passed and they gave you something that was even plated, you would treat that like it is gold or worth more than gold. You know what I'm saying? So you will feel that this represents my grandmother, even though that it's rusted and corroded.
Okay. And do you feel like just that the precedence behind that of having an item being given to you, having value, sentiment, and all that, do you understand how some people may utilize it as and idolize it? You feel me?
I don't want to use the word idolize, but I do understand what
especially like how I mentioned like the crystals and the stones and stuff like that. Like I'm familiar with people using them in many different facets overall. Like you might have an altar built up with it on there as well. And some people believe that it gives them power, or they utilize it and manipulate it for power. They idolize it.
I think that yes, that is a thing, but I think that is a smaller scale for the average person. That energy transfer of what they feel and that they seen. It's like if somebody passed away and then you put on their clothes, you still feel their presence. Right. You know what I'm saying? For all the art that we do, from music to paintings to putting a cheer together, putting this together.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? God forbid.
Homage. Okay.
Yes. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of the fact, like when my father died, he liked to color.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? It
So
kept him busy.
you colored in honor of him.
No, it's just the fact that it's still there and I see it, and that's the
Oh,
first thing that I think about.
okay.
So I, even though I wasn't part of it at work, it was a lady that father died had a big ass gold rope. I'm talking about
Rakim.
Rakim, Run DMC, 26 inches, so 26 to 28 inches, and he had 3 beautiful daughters and a son.
Right.
And when he died, his daughter decided to come to us and make 4 bracelets out of it. You know what I'm saying? He left them with not just intrinsic value, but that sentimental value.
Right.
So that's really the energy transfer. That being used, that energy of how he walked with it, how he felt the emotions that was into it,
Okay.
reflected and stayed, and will be for generations.
Okay, and that's on the spiritual aspect of it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so seeing how energy stays on items,
Mm-hmm.
how about items that would be deemed like cursed or bad items, stuff that carry bad energy? Like, how you had the positivity behind it?
Yeah.
In the remembrance, what about those things? Do you believe things could have that negative energy as well?
100%. I think, see, here's the crazy part about it. I feel like the thing is the true spirituality of things from energy transfers from where it's at or where it has been. We don't know if this is cursed land because you don't know unless you personally experienced in your studio some weird shit happening. You know what I'm saying? We can force something to think that it may be cursed. Now, what I'm getting into is like we can move into a new house. We don't know if somebody was getting their ass beat up.
It's all about discernment, though. You got to be able to see in the spirit.
100%, but it's reactory. So, like, if I'm in a house and I'm just like, damn, I'm just hearing shit. You know what I'm saying? Hello, is something there? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
If something of the paranormal is happening, and then I had no prior knowledge. Right. That may say it could be cursed or something could be walking through.
But see, even if something walking through don't make it to be cursed either, though, all environments have dimensional levels, you know? So it's always something roaming about everywhere that we go. It's just the question is that door open, No. Is the door around you thin enough where things are walking through? That comes to the point that sometimes it's about what we doing willfully. And if we coming into agreement with certain things, it opens up that door of access. Say, for example, you are a person that's channeling, you're conjuring, you're doing spell work and things like that. You are now creating an environment where you open up the door to allow the paranormal to come through. But then you have, like you said, cursed land, whether you know it's cursed or not, meaning something could have already happened in the spirit within that environment and that space that made that doorway of such,
Right.
So
yeah. Like I say, certain things would happen. So one thing about a curse is it is a negative word, negative connotation, bad energy, depressive, low vibration. Things of that, I think, would add up to being like something. I need to get out this house. I'm having arguments with neighbors. Things around would remind you, because the thing is you wouldn't really know. Now, let's say if you somebody that was a known murderer, you know what I'm saying, end up getting their stuff taken from police, and this person died and they have their stuff at auction, then not saying that bad things will happen to you because you got it on. But if it is
the history of it and what it's meant
because
to say,
you might think that it's negative because of what you know. So it's a difference between the paranormal and thinking and creating a curse.
Okay.
You see what I'm trying to say there?
Right.
Forgive me, everybody. You know what I'm saying? I think I'm okay with words, but yeah.
Got you. Okay, then. Let's see. So what are your regards and concern to, let's see, we could talk about the dating culture.
Dating culture?
The modern society.
Oh, wow. I'll say, for me personally, I've never had an issue with the ladies. I never had an issue with dating. I always had an issue with myself because of who I was at the time brought upon what I was attracted to. So what my best advice is, well, I mean, the question is, what do I see? What's going on?
Yeah.
Can you say it one more time?
Yeah. What are your regards and concerns to the dating culture in modern society? You know, and today, what do you perceive? What do you see? What's the experiences behind it overall? Where do you lie within it?
Everybody always got married, everybody always got divorced, but just to say something different that hasn't really been said or say it in a different way is just that there's more eyes on other people's relationships. Um, there's nothing content. It's too many ugly dudes wanting the best looking girl and too many fat girls wanting the best looking dude without being a vibrational match.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So you see how
Yeah.
So it's just like how would I want a Beyonce type of person if I'm not putting in that type of work to be a vibrational match? You know what I'm saying? There's too many it's too many.
You reap what you sow. You got to plant seeds.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's too many people in the state of elect, too many ladies in the state of elect that want Bryson Tiller. You know what I'm saying? You don't even do nothing. You're not adding anything to that table, nor that, you know, why would you think that person will be attracted to you just solely off of looks? It's too shallow.
Too surface.
Too surface, yeah.
I mean, a lot of relationships are surface based though. You got lust and you got money. So,
well, now on that aspect, since we're staying on the spiritual, is I was having a conversation with a friend, and she was talking about, you know, it's a lot of deporting going on, and long story short, this is a friend that I know from outside of the mall or whatever, my job and stuff like that. Long story short, there's a difference between when you're in a relationship, are you friends or are you business partners? Right. So, for instance, what I'm trying to say in so many words.
Are you both?
100%. But some people are friends in the sense of if something doesn't work out, if they find like they're not relationship compatible, you don't mind seeing them happy with somebody else. Right. But some people are business partners in the sense for survival. In the sense. So this is what I was going to say, in the sense of progressiveness. Okay. So like
they build each other up when they're dealing with each other.
You finding this girl is physically attractive, mentally attractive, okay, spiritually attractive. You know what I'm saying? You guys have disagreements, but her genes are strong, and you could create a great child and a dynasty with this person, even though that you guys could be totally two different people. You know what I'm saying? And that's one type of business relationship. And then you might have another that you guys met organically, laugh at the same things, whatever. It's no kind of competitive edge or anything like that. To the point where somebody's not staying on you and growing and
right. Y'all comfortable where you at, like you just going for the ride.
One relationship is about happiness. One relationship is about growth or being great. That's the business.
I want one that can meet in between.
We all do. We all do.
You can grow and be happy. I mean, I feel like you're going to grow if you are happy. You should be growing anyway.
Yes.
Because who's happy in stagnation?
A lot of people. Majority of people.
But ain't that complacency?
Yes, but is complacency technically bad for everybody? For niggas like us?
I mean, yes. I understand the benefit in even being there for a certain period of time, you know, temporarily. But I feel like I'm always wanting to grow.
Yes.
Sometimes you got to sit back and reflect, you know, where you are. But I want to keep on moving at the end of the day. So I feel like growth can be in so many different aspects, not just like your finances, you know. Of course, you in a relationship, you expect to grow to a marriage. Mm-hmm. You want to grow to having a family and stuff like that. So, I mean, I'm looking forward to the growth overall. I want to be happy and in my growth.
Right.
Because, I mean, it's pretty much like being full. We never going to be full, so we always want more. Yeah. So I think we should appreciate where we are and what we have. We always want to grow. It don't have to be in a material state, though. That's why I say we always grow, because we are growing in age, in time and experience and wisdom. So we should always be growing at the end of the day. Mm-hmm. I don't see how you can be happy and not growing.
100%. Now, like how you said, it's so many different ways of growing. I guess what I was really trying to say is that people don't really know what they want nor know themselves. That's another big part in relationships. When I learned who I was and what I wanted to do, I became full because I was no longer lost. I knew that, and it was tried and true, that even when I went through hard times, I had a choice to either stay down or pick myself up. But knowing that if I stayed down, I still know what I need to do. I just don't want to do it anymore. That's fine. But then I also knew that when I got so much to do when I stood up, at least I got something to grab on. The problem is with a lot of people and with gaining relationships, even with the relationship of self, is that they don't know or can't explain and express what they want. It's a huge thing. A lot of people don't want to be told. They want to literally freestyle life.
The spirit of confusion, double-mindedness, uncertainty, Yeah.
It could be a ride. It could be exhilarating.
Or it's just spontaneous to the point that they living so present in the moment that that's it.
Mm-hmm.
No need to see too far ahead.
So imagine dating that type of person and she look fine. Or dating that dude but he cool or she cool. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
But you have to align.
Genuinely good person.
You have to align with their lifestyle mentally though. You got to be a person that's willing to
Yeah, but what if you align?
It's friction.
But what if you align with it physically?
So
because
now it's the lust.
Is it lust? I can't love you genuinely for how you look.
I mean, yeah, but how far does it go? If you are compromising what you want out of it beyond the looks, mm-hmm. You're now tapping into the lust.
But then I feel like
because it's the flesh part. Mm-hmm. You're being held by the appearance, Mm-hmm. You like how the person look, probably how they make you feel based on their looks as well, maybe the pleasure behind it, mm-hmm. But not necessarily the lifestyle. Yeah. You want to love the person for the lifestyle as well, because the lifestyle is going to bring something, going to plant something in you and help you grow too. So it's like having arm candy. Mm-hmm. You don't really follow the way she lived, but she's good arm candy for you, Right. So it kind of, not only could it be lust, it could also reflect back on how you perceive yourself or your image and how she make you look together.
100%. But what I'm saying is that not everybody has that, can mentally stimulate you, but physically they can appease. I'm not talking about sex. It's their actions of how they use their flesh, taking care of people. Everything doesn't have to be words. You know what I'm saying?
Actions.
Actions. Right. You know what I'm saying? It's not completely about the look. It's also about what they're doing. That's what I'm really getting into. Okay. Because the thing is, we have the physical, mental, and spiritual for a reason, and I don't think anything should lack. Now, you're going to sacrifice something because nobody is perfect. Right. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Because I've in my 31 years, I've dated girls that wasn't as attractive. I dated some girls that was fine as hell, and I had to accept that there's no such thing as perfect. Nope. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
there's some girls fine as hell, dumb as hell. There's some girls that's ugly as hell, make me emotionally feel good, but mentally didn't stimulate me. There's some girls that's fine as hell that got the mental heart of evil. There's a girl that is kind of cute, you know what I'm saying? But spiritually is that person that has that Christ energy, but also she's a teacher. You know what I'm saying?
And you got them people that make you feel alive, even though they dead in the spirit.
Yeah.
That just mean they going along for the ride, but recklessly.
Yeah.
I wouldn't just say free spirit. I would say
No, I don't mess with free spirits.
overzealously free spirit. You know, to the point that you don't even care. Like you just here for the experience altogether.
And what I'm learning is that is okay. It is okay.
To each his own.
To each his own.
As long as you pay attention to how it affects you, because you have now welcomed it in your life.
100%. And I think for people who are balanced and they see unbalance, we feel that we have to balance other people, when all we have to do was walk in our way.
Yeah.
And that person may be magnetic enough to either challenge or ask, how did you doing that? If they need help. Just because somebody is in the car driving into a wall does not mean that they didn't intend to do it. Does not mean that they need help.
Crash out.
Yes. Like, because I'm basing that off of what you just said of people's intentions.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Just because somebody's drowning in the water doesn't mean that they're asking for you to save them.
All right, so now we got to leave from dating culture, and we got to
that was crazy.
Now we're gonna dive into crash out culture.
Crash out culture.
I wouldn't call it culture because it's not cultivating to the people, you know. But unfortunately, our own people is dealing with a whole lot of situations that end up with crash out, you know.
Mm-hmm.
It's a crash out society overall. People getting on social media crashing out. They're in their relationships.
Mm-hmm.
In the hood, you feel me? You see the youngest, especially the youth. So far as crash out culture go, what is something that you can instill, that you can tell the youth that you would like to see as an improvement, especially in the men, and how they can pretty much heal from their traumas? How can they transmute the energy of the things they've been through? Alchemize it for the day.
Alchemize it. So just like, because this is still, since we moved from relationship culture to crash out culture, everything is about a relationship in some form, even with yourself.
Right.
I guess what age? I guess the age group doesn't matter because anybody could have their own type of maturity.
Yeah.
So getting to the point, I would say there's a multitude of things. Physically is staying active. Not active as in going to just necessarily whip some ass. I'm talking about active as in exercise. Exercise is the biggest stress reliever. You know what I'm saying? You want to crash out on somebody, crash out on yourself. Get that six pack, work out the muscles. You know what I'm saying? That allows you to look better and feel better about yourself. It builds confidence. In women, it makes them shapely. For men, it builds testosterone. You know what I'm saying? It's
especially them leg workouts.
You understand me?
Don't skip the leg day.
Never that. Mentally, reading, seeking counsel of people that you revere. You know what I'm saying? People who you think got it together. Also, some form of writing. Everything that you write down doesn't have to be shared. I do suggest that writing who you want to become, because everything else around that can fix that situation. And for our generations, for millennials, Gen Zs, and the generation Alpha and Bs that's coming later, and even all the generations after that, we're known for watching cartoons, having those superheroes, that anime, that Dragon Ball Z, those exactly that. We always had watched somebody on a journey. Even if you didn't really watch cartoons, you saw people, Martin, Jamie Foxx show. I'm just Fresh Prince. People with a family nature, and they were all still doing something. You just saw them on their downtime. They were going to school. They were completing those classes. Those parents had jobs.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Creating your greatest version. Becoming your superhero. Who do you want to become? Now, it's hard if you're not exposed to certain things. A lot of people want to run the music because that's what they see.
That's the culture.
Everybody wants to be Tupac, but, exposing yourself to different things of progression. Watching different movies. If you can't go to California, you can watch a movie about it. And I'm pretty sure there's a hero, there's an anti-hero in some type of shape or form, and they're doing something positive. anything like that. Spiritually, what I say other than eating the right foods is talking to God. Um, God is hard to explain to somebody who doesn't have good representatives in their lives to kind of
Be a reflection
being a
of.
reflection of that. So my thing is getting into the God portion is that we all have a soul and a spirit, believing in what you can't see. Um, for the crash outs, being emotional. You can't tell if I'm happy or mad. You don't know what the fuck I've been through before I got and was sitting on this seat. You can't hold happy in your hands. You can't hold anger in your hands. So if we know that these emotions exist, then why can't God exist? You can't hold God in your hands. But this is common knowledge. It has to be true. So my thing is that being open to growth can be the seed that leads you into what you need. Hopefully I didn't overstimulate anybody with that.
Yeah.
Because it's my first time on
Real,
camera,
you
everybody.
feel me?
So
And speaking of emotions, it's like you don't want to suppress your emotions. You feel me? But you also don't want to just be wildly living out of your emotions. Especially, it's like you have to have some control, some level of control with your emotions, but you gotta feel them. You gotta go through them. You gotta be in them. Whether it's the sadness, it's the anger. Like he said, it's just all about how you transmute it though. So if you are angry, go to the gym. Go hit a punching bag. For me, personal, I'm a creative. I'm an artist. So when I have certain emotions that I want to deal with, the way for me to transmute that energy into, I alchemize it. I might go make some music. You feel me? I might draw. I might write some lyrics or read a book, exercise, get fashionable. Just it's so many different ways that you can express yourself rather than keep living in that energy. Of course you have to heal, which is why I say you got to address it. You have to address it. You can't just suppress it, because if you do, it's gonna go into your subconscious and your unconscious, in the way that you move on a day to day. It's gonna be reflected outwardly. So if you know, tears of joy, it's all good to cry, whether it's for because you need to heal or you hurt, or because you're just so happy or something has been great in your life that you just want to release that energy. Overall, we definitely have to be in tune with our emotions, and that's a reflection of God. Like you say, you can't touch it, but you can feel it.
right.
It's innate, and for that we can't lose track or side of that altogether.
Yes, sir.